You're listening and watching to Saunders County Online, and we are live broadcasting from DC West as Wahoo versus DC West sub-district playoff, isn't it? Ryan Abrahams has joined us today. Thank you for coming out and bringing a great called game. I'm always looking forward to hearing you and your take on this.
Yeah, absolutely, Kelly. Thank you very much for having me here, and you're exactly right. These two teams are in the same sub-district. This is a regular season matchup, but the Wahoo and DC West both play in will play in the same Class C1 sub-district number 5. They'll join Wahoo Bishop Neumann and Omaha Concordia in that sub-district. So we'll potentially have a preview of what we could see here in a couple of weeks down the road. The Warriors will enter the game with a record of 10-2 under head coach Sean Forbes. For DC West, they are 8-6 under coach Russ Ninemeyer. We have 3 minutes until we tip things off here at DC West High School, so let's take this opportunity to take a brief look at the season for both teams so far. We'll start with the visitors. That's your Wahoo Warriors. They're 10-2, as I mentioned. They have won, 6 games in a row now. We've had actually the last, it'll be 3. The last 2, and then this one on our airwaves. They beat Blair and Platteview both this week. A good win over a solid Class B team in Blair, and they beat them handily 43-26. And then a game that was played on Thursday, was supposed to be a Friday game, but played on Thursday against Platteview at home, 59-26 victory there as well. The only 2 losses for Wahoo this season have come to arguably two of the best teams in Class B in Norris and Elkhorn North. Otherwise, it's nothing but W's. 2 wins, 1 win over a C1 foe, 1 win over a C2 foe. That's Lincoln Lutheran and UTAN. Otherwise, 1 more victory over a C1 opponent in Ashland Greenwood. Other than that, it's victories over Class B teams. That's 7 wins over Class B squads for the Warriors. And they'll have a chance at a C1 opponent here tonight. As I mentioned, it's the DC West Falcons on board for Wahoo tonight. They are 8-6 on the year. They had a really good start to the season. They were 5-0 with wins over Schuyler, Fort Calhoun, Omaha Concordia.
Rivalry Apparel headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers
into the holiday break to Auburn and West Point Beamer. They split 2 games over the holiday tournament. They played in the David City holiday tournament. They lost to, they beat Palmyra, and then in the championship of the holiday tournament, they lost to David City. When the calendar turned to 2022, they picked up 2 wins over Conestoga and Logan View Scribner Schneider, and they have lost 3 in a row since then. They've lost games to Columbus Lakeview, Lincoln Lutheran, and UTAN. So DC West will be looking to get back on the right side of the win column this afternoon. And Wahoo is looking to move to 11-2 and pick up their 7th win in a row. We're going to step away for just a couple of minutes so our sponsors can get a few words in. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups and the tip-off here from DC West High School on Saunders County Online.
Rivalry Apparel headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We want to say thank you to the Rivalry Apparel. We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center. Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon Auto Group family cheer on local high school teams. They also want to be on your team. They have a staff that you know and have been a part of our community. Plus, they take the time to find what you're looking for to be able to give you your dream, matched with a service to follow up after you've found your dream. Sid Dillon Auto Group, a local part of our community, cheering on the students of our families. Find them at siddillon.com. Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC.
And we're back to DC West with Wahoo Warrior Basketball on Saunders County Online.
Starters being announced here in the gymnasium, so we'll jump right in along with them for Wahoo. They are the visitors, of course. They'll get the starting lineups announced first. So Carly Galladay, a 5'4" senior, is the first starter. She's joined by Taylor Lubin, a 5'7" senior. Autumn Iverson, a 5'7" junior. Sammy Liu, she is a 5'9" junior. And Kylie Kenning rounds out the starting lineup for the Warriors. She is a 5'9" senior. The Warriors are coached by Sean Forbes. She's assisted by Tracy Fairbanks, Brandon Zatochka, and Catherine Fox. The Falcons will start with a 5'4" sophomore, number 3, Olivia Milosek. She's joined by Kira Murdoch, a 5'9" junior. Grace Holm, a 5'8" sophomore. Avery Wright, a 5'6" senior. And Claire Smock, a 6'1" junior, is the fifth starter. As I mentioned, Russ Ninemeyer is the head coach. He's assisted by Ron Michael and Chris Douglas. We're ready to play basketball. DC West 8-6. Wahoo 10-2. Warriors will be in their blue uniforms. DC West in white uniforms, red numbers on the front and the back. We're set up on the stage here on the one of the ends of the court. So if you are able to join us on YouTube on our live stream, just look up Saunders County Online. You will get the same view that we have. We've got two cameras, both of them from the same end of the court. It's the best that we're able to provide from this vantage point. The Falcons win the tip, and we are underway here at DC West High School. They'll move it into the front court as Milosek brings it across the timeline. Working side to side now. Milosek at the top of the key. Running a weave there with their guards, Avery Wright, Milosek, and Grace Holm against this Warrior man-to-man defense. Wright had it. Now hands off to Milosek. Now it's Holm again, guarded out there by Lubin. Now Wright driving to her right. Hands off one more time to Milosek. 30 seconds gone by here in the ball game. They'll move it out near the volleyball spiking line. This is Avery Wright with it, the 5'6" senior. Crossover dribble, dumps it down inside. Pass was knocked away and taken out of there by the Warriors. Quickly up ahead, long pass down the floor, wide open. Left-hand layup is up and good. First 2 points belong to Sammy Liu, and the Warriors are on the board first. 7:05 here left to play in the first. Full court pressure put on by Wahoo. Falcons are able to break it. Bounce pass to the backside. Shot is up and no good there by Claire Smock, and the Warriors with another rebound. They will push the tempo into the offensive end. Another good look on the backside. Nice cut by Sammy Liu. She gets another layup. She's got 4. Nice pass that time by Autumn Iverson. A timeout's going to be taken by Russ Ninemeyer. So his team has had the ball for the majority of the first minute and 16 seconds, but they trail it 4-0 thanks to 2 run-out layups by the Warriors. And Coach Ninemeyer wants a 30-second timeout to visit with his ball club. We'll keep it right here. As I mentioned, the Warriors lead it 4-0. You could tell that DC West really wanted to be patient with that first possession. They ran the ball back and forth across the top of the key probably a half a dozen times or more. Nice job by Wahoo to stick with the ball handlers there, not allow anybody to penetrate down the free throw lane. Forced a turnover and got a layup, and then a bad shot and got another layup. Now DC West will throw it in, and almost another turnover forced by Wahoo, and actually it will. Nice job there as the Warriors apply full court pressure here right in front of us. Sammy Liu knocks the ball out of bounds off of Olivia Milosek, and it'll be Wahoo basketball. They will throw it in. It'll be Carly Galladay throwing it from the baseline. She gets it into Lou on the wing. Three-pointer is off the rim, no good. Rebound is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Wahoo. It'll be DC West basketball. And now the Falcons will throw it in against pressure. Grace Holm looks to throw it in. She's able to get it in to Avery Wright. Now right back to Holm. Picked up there full court by Taylor Lubin. Pass is tipped in, stolen in the backcourt. All the way in for a layup. Up and good. That's Autumn Iverson with the basket, her first two. Warriors lead it 6-0. We've played about a minute and a half here as DC West works with the ball in the backcourt. On the dribble with it still is Grace Holm. Crossover now, gets it across the timeline. Passes it to the top of the key to Milosek. It's knocked away and stolen. Again, the Warriors will run as they bring it into the front court. It's Galladay with it deep in the left corner. She'll back out outside of that three-point line. Defense comes to her now up high. Sammy Lou for three. Off the rim again, no good. Rebound is pulled down inside, and it'll be out of bounds off of Wahoo. Nice hustle there by Kylie Kenning to try to grab the offensive board. Was not able to do so, though. It'll belong to DC West. They will throw it in, and once again, full court pressure applied here by Wahoo. Right at the top of that pressure is Taylor Lubin. She will pick up Grace Holm. Holm throws it across half court. Ball is knocked away out of the hands of Kira Murdoch, but it will stay with DC West. They're going to say it was a kick there on the Warriors. So the Falcons keep it. They throw it into Milosek. 5:45 to play here in the first quarter. Wahoo leads it 6-0. Falcons will move it around the perimeter. Now it's up high. Three-pointer on the way by Grace Holm. No good. They're going to say the rebound bounced on the end line. So out of bounds off of DC West. It's Wahoo basketball again. This will be really the first chance we'll have to see the Warriors run a true offensive set here as DC West is back and sets up their defense. And now Iverson dribbles to the right elbow, finds Lou in the corner. Now out up high to Galladay. Thought about the three, drives in. A little 15-foot runner is up and good. Carly Galladay has her first two. It's 8-0 Wahoo with 5:15 left to play in the first. Warriors stick with that full court pressure. It's been so successful here to start this ball game. Avery Wright's going to try to break it on the dribble, and she does. Finds Grace Holm on the right wing. Back to Wright. She'll fire a three-pointer. That is no good. And the rebound pulled down by Iverson of Wahoo. Long pass down the floor to Taylor Lubin on the right wing. Lubin dumps it behind her head to Sammy Lou. Thought about the three-pointer, and we'll see a little bit of offense here. She goes up high to Lubin. Now Iverson for three on the left side. That's up and good. Autumn Iverson drills a three-pointer. She's got five. The Warriors lead at 11-0. 4:35 to play here in the first quarter. DC West able to break the pressure. Up high with it is Holm. She'll fire a three-pointer from the top of the key. That's good. Grace Holm knocks down the three. And it's 11-3 now. Wahoo leads it by 8. We approach the midway point here of the first quarter. Entry pass from Iverson looking for Kylie Kenning is out of bounds. A turnover for Wahoo. Into the game for the Warriors. Bailey Molly, a 5'5" junior, and Josie Sutton, 6' senior. They'll continue with this full court pressure. DC West working with it in the backcourt. Holm has it. Now fires up to Ellie Waterpay, excuse me. She turned it over. Now over on the left side wing. It's a three-pointer there for Iverson. So get you up there. The steal for the Warriors. Iverson drills a three. She's got 8 in the first quarter. It's 14-3. Wahoo in front again. The Falcons trying to break the full court pressure. Iverson comes away with a steal, this time underneath the Falcons basket. Long pass up ahead to Sammy Lou. She'll look backside to Galladay. She catches it and puts it up off glass and in. Galladay has 4. The Warriors lead it 16-3. 3:30 left to play here in the first. Falcons still working with it in the backcourt, trying to break this pressure. It will get it across the timeline over to the left side wing. There's Murdoch. Going to get a whistle and a kicking violation as the pass was kicked by the Warriors. It'll stay with DC West. Lubin checks back in, and she will replace Galladay. And in for the first time for Wahoo is Sydney Smart, a 5'5" sophomore. And she's going to replace Autumn Iverson. 3:20 left to play in the first. It's 16-3. Wahoo leads it by 13. DC West looking to get it in. Get it in to the top of the key. Now driving down right side wing. Shot up and no good by Claire Coyle. She's fouled, however. She's going to go to the free throw line. Foul is called on Sammy Lou. It's her first. It's the first for Wahoo as a team. And Coyle at the line where she will shoot 2 free throws. First one is off the back of the rim, no good. Sub into the game for DC West as Avery Wright will return. She will replace Kira Murdoch. One more free throw coming for Coyle, the 5'9" junior. This one is up and also no good. Rebound is fought for and a tie up inside. The possession arrow does favor Wahoo, so it'll be Warrior basketball. 3:12 left to play here in our opening quarter. It's 16-3. Wahoo out in front early. It's relied on that full court pressure to create some turnovers and get some easy baskets. They've knocked down a pair of 3-pointers as well to build this lead. Now the Warriors will go to work in the offensive end. Smart has it on the left wing. Up high to Sammy Lou. Step back 3-pointer for Lou is good. She has 7 points here in the first quarter. It's 19-3, just under 3 minutes left to play now in quarter number 1, and a foul is going to be called on the Warriors. It's going to be a reaching foul charged to Taylor Lubin. That'll be her first personal. Team foul number 2. More fresh bodies back into the game for Wahoo. Actually returning starters, Kylie Kenning and Autumn Iverson both check back in. And DC West will throw it in front of the Wahoo bench. They're able to get it into the hands of Ellie Waterpay. Has it on the left wing, now up high with it is Avery Wright. Now back, it's Coyle with it on the left side. Her entry pass is knocked away and knocked out of bounds by the Warriors. So it'll stay with DC West. And Galladay returns for Wahoo. She will replace Bailey Molly. DC West will throw it in from underneath their own basket. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Ball is tipped out by Wahoo and tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with DC West. It was tipped by Kylie Kenning, trying to get it to Iverson. Or actually, he's trying to tip it to Taylor Lubin, I believe, and it was tipped out, so it stays with the Falcons. 2:25 to play here in the first. It's 19-3, Wahoo in front. Waterpay has it at the top of the key. Now left side wing to Avery Wright. She put it on the floor, driving down the free throw lane. Ball's poked away. Falcons get it back. Now the ball's entered into the block and knocked away by the Warriors. Quickly into the other end we go. Lubin with it on the wing. Skips it out to Iverson on the right side. Pass is tipped and knocked away into the backcourt. Grace Holm one-on-one the other way for DC West. Her shot is up and good. Holmes got all 5 here for the Falcons. Minute 50 left to play here in the first quarter. It's 19-5. Wahoo in front. Galladay drives down the lane. Now kicks it back out up high into the hands of Taylor Lubin. Nice backdoor cut there by Iverson. Her shot is up and good. They'll count it, and she's fouled. Beautiful take there by Autumn Iverson, and a nice look by Taylor Lubin. See who the foul is called on for DC West. It's going to be on Avery Wright. That'll be her first team foul number 1. And Iverson gets the basket to go. That gives her 10 in the first quarter and a free throw here to try to make it 11. Good start to the ball game for the 5'7" junior. 21-5 your score. The free throw is good. So Autumn Iverson now has 11, 1:40 to play here in the first. Falcons look to break the pressure, and they do. They dump it down inside to Ellie Guadarpe. It's knocked away by the Warriors, however, and Galladay sprints to the other end. She pulls up from the just inside of the free throw line and gets another left-hand shot to go. Good job there by Carly Galladay to stay controlled. She's got 6. It's 24-5. Wahoo in front. DC West breaking the pressure again in the backcourt. Ball is knocked out of bounds. That'll be last touched by Sammy Lou. So it will stay with DC West right in front of the Warrior bench. They will throw it in. 24-5 the score. They get it in to Milosik. Has it at the tip circle. Now left side wing. Jumper on the way is good. Claire Smock hits the long, I'm going to say it's a 3-pointer. So Smock was outside of the 3-point line. Hits the 3. It's 24-7. Wahoo leads it. Galladay for 3 on the other end for the Warriors is no good. Rebound pulled down by Milosik. She'll bounce it into the front court. Now she's got it back. Milosik all the way inside. Her shot is up and no good. Smock got the rebound, however. Kicked it out. Jumper is off the mark. And this time Sammy Lou grabs the defensive board for Wahoo. 40 seconds left. She'll bring it across the timeline. Lou bounces it inside to Kenning. Trying to get it right back to Lou on a give and go. It's intercepted there. Good hands that time by Avery Wright. And now the Falcons will go to work in the offensive end. 25 seconds left here in the first. It's 24-7. Wahoo with the lead. Avery Wright on the dribble at the top of the key, working there against Sammy Lou. Fires it to the left side wing to Milosek, and she traveled with it. It'll be Warrior basketball. Back into the game for DC West is Grace Holm. And with 15 seconds left, Wahoo leading it 24-7. They'll have a chance to add to that lead with the final shot here of the first quarter. Iverson with it on the left wing. Now to Kenning. Now it's Lubin with it on the right side. Up high, Sammy Lou for three. A little bit off the right side of the rim. No good. And that's the way this first quarter will end. It's 24-7. Wahoo leads DC West as we head to our first quarter break. We're back in 60 seconds here on Saunders County Online.
Rivalry Apparel Headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We are your biggest fan. We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center.
It's Wahoo Warriors versus DC West Falcons right here on Saunders County Online.
And Brian Abraham's back with you here from Valley, Nebraska. DC West High School Warriors leading the Falcons 24-7. Good first quarter for Wahoo all around. Sammy Lou has 7 points so far. Autumn Iverson with 11, and Carly Galladay has 6. The Warriors have forced a ton of turnovers. They add to that total here as DC West throws it in and turns it over right away. Now Wahoo will go back to work in the offensive end. Galladay dribbling all the way to the left block. Shot is up and no good. Smart with the rebound, however. She'll kick it out to Sammy Lou. Squares up a three. That is good. So Sammy Lou drills the three-pointer, and now she is in double figures with 10. 27-7. Wahoo leads it by 20. 7.5 minutes left to play in the second quarter. A foul called as Olivia Milosek drives it down inside. It'll be a whistle on the Warriors. Say it's on Bailey Molly. That'll be her first. Team foul number 3. It was on the floor, so DC West will throw it in. They have it underneath. Ball was intercepted there. Good hands that time by Carly Galladay. She's fouled as she tried to sprint to the other end. Foul's going to be charged to Olivia Milosek. Her first. It's the team's second for the Falcons, so the Warriors will throw it in on the sideline. They get it into Galladay. And now it is Bailey Molly with it on the right wing. Molly got rid of it back to Galladay on the left side. Galladay to Molly, cutting down the free throw lane. Left-hand shot, no good. Rebound is controlled by the Warriors. They kick it out to Sammy Lou. Open three, that is good. She's got 6 here in the quarter. That's her third three-pointer of the game. Gives her 13 points, 30-7 your score. The Warriors out in front. All knocked loose, almost another turnover forced by Wahoo, and it will be as it was thrown out of bounds by Claire Smock. And the Warriors continue to apply this pressure defense. 6:53 left to play here in the first half. It's 30-7. And Wahoo again with the basketball as they get it in. It's Galladay. She'll bring it across the timeline. Left-handed guard dribbles over to the left wing, picks up her dribble, now up high to Molly. Now back to Smart on the left wing. Now Galladay driving baseline, kicks it all the way back out up high. Molly for three, that is short, no good. The rebound is controlled by DC West as Waterpay comes out of there with it. She'll bring it across the timeline. Has it on the left wing, now shovels it up high into the hands of Grace Holm. She's going to fire a deep three-pointer. That is good. Grace Holm having a nice game so far for the Falcons. She has 8 points, a pair of three-pointers and a 2-point basket for her. The lead for Wahoo is 20. It's 30-10 with 6:05 left to play in the first half. Warriors being patient as they work it around the perimeter. Josie Sutton hands off to Sydney Smart. Back out near the spiking line. Smart drives to her left. Ball knocked away. Got it back. Kicked it out to Molly for three. That's no good. And Holm with the rebound for DC West. She's double teamed in the backcourt. And a jump ball is going to be called. The alternating possession arrow belongs to Wahoo, so they will keep the basketball. 4 new players into the game for Wahoo. Taylor Lubin returns. Ella Lacey checks in for the first time. Abby Borchers comes in. And Autumn Iverson also returned for Wahoo. Warriors will throw it in. They lob it in all the way up high to Iverson. She's got it in between the circles. Now hands off to Lubin. Drives down to the top of the key. Now on the wing to Sammy Lou. She got rid of it quickly. Now into the hands of Iverson again. And now it's Lubin. Lubin back out near the tip circle. Dribbles over here to the right wing. Hands off to Iverson. Iverson to the free throw lane again. Now it's Sammy Lou. Back to Iverson, this time in the left corner. Looking to get it down to the block. Post player triple team down there, so she goes up high to Lubin. And now over here into the corner, it's Ella Lacey with it. Lacey dribbles back out up high and hands off in the top of the key to Iverson. Iverson back to Lacey on the right wing. Now it's Iverson dumping it down inside. Shot is no good there by Sarah Coulterman. Didn't realize Coulterman was on the floor, so apologize about that. Her shot was no good. A rebound taken down there by the Falcons. They'll bring it across the timeline. Into the hands of Ava Grimm. 5'7" freshman puts the ball on the floor. And a foul is called on Wahoo. Foul is called on Taylor Lubin. That's her second. It is team foul number 4. And it'll be a sideline inbound here for DC West. Sub into the game for Wahoo will be Galladay. And she's going to replace Lubin with those 2 fouls. Taylor will head to the bench. 4:49 left to play in the first half. Falcons will get it in. Get it into Ava Grimm. She's got it out near the tip circle. Grimm now right wing to Waterpay. Now right side wing again with it is Grace Holm. Holm out up high to Claire Smock. Has it right in between the circles. Now right back to the right side of the floor. They go inside there to Holm. Skips it far side. Good job there by the Warriors defense. Not allowing anything easy on the inside, and a traveling violation is going to be called as DC West want to put it on the floor. So the Warriors force another turnover. They will get the basketball back. We're almost midway through the second quarter. It's 30-10. Wahoo comfortably out in front. To the top of the key to Coulterman. She's going to be tied up as she tried to turn and face the basket. Good hands that time by Claire Smock. And Coulterman had it tied up. Turnover here as the arrow favors DC West. Back into the game for Wahoo. Kylie Kenning, she'll replace Coulterman. 4:14 to play here. Grimm will bring it across the timeline. Ava Grimm to the top of the key. Ball is knocked around by the Warriors, and Sammy Lou dives on the ground for it, knocks it all the way into the backcourt, but Grimm comes out of there. Ava Grimm with a bounce pass to the right side wing to Grace Holm. Holm down into the corner, now back out up high to Guadalupe. Inside to Holm, now back out. This is Murdoch with it, right side wing. Again, Grace Holm dumps underneath to Murdoch. Bounce pass to the opposite block. Now out left side wing. Guadalupe three-pointer, no good. Rebound bounces into the corner. It's controlled there by Ava Grimm, and she's going to be fouled by Carly Galladay. That's her first. Team foul number 5. And Taylor Lubin checks back in for Wahoo. She'll replace Ella Lacey. Baseline inbound coming here for DC West with 3:35. They get it in. Holm fires a deep 3. That's off the left side of the rim. No good. The rebound is a tie-up, and that will be Wahoo basketball. That's the third tie-up here of the second quarter. So the Warriors will get it back. Back into the game for DC West is Avery Wright. And she'll replace Ava Grimm. And now Wahoo will bring it across the timeline with 3:25 left in the first half. Warriors working around the perimeter. They dump it inside there to Sammy Lou. Little up and under shot there by Lou, no good. Rebound pulled down by DC West. Quickly across the timeline we go. It's Avery Wright with it at the top of the key. She's triple teamed. Ball's knocked away and stolen by the Warriors. Lubin to Galladay. Shot is up and good, and she is fouled. A beautiful pass there once again by Taylor Lubin. Count the basket for Galladay. She'll get a free throw as well. The foul is going to be called on Guadalupe. It's her first. And team foul number 3. Free throw by Galladay is no good. Looked like most of the players didn't realize it was just a one-shot foul, so the Warriors take advantage of that. They grab the rebound. They kick it out to Lou for 3. Sammy Lou hits her 4th three-pointer of the game. She's got 16 points. It's 35-10. Warriors now in front by 25 points. Still applying really not full court pressure, more half court or 3/4 court pressure, but they do get the steal. Galladay brings it back into the front court for Wahoo. 2.5 minutes left to play as they work it around the perimeter. Left side wing with it is Iverson. She drives in, kicks it out to Kenning. Jumper is up and good. Kylie Kenning with her first 2 points of the game. It's 37-10. Now Galladay gets a steal in the backcourt underneath to Lubin. She puts it up and in, and then Lubin has her first 2 points. So just like that, a 9-0 run for Wahoo makes it 39-10. 2:09 left to play here in the first half. Guadalupe brings it across the timeline. Her bounce pass is knocked out of bounds by the Warriors, so it'll stay with DC West. Sydney Smart checks into the game for Wahoo, and a timeout taken by Warrior coach Sean Forbes, so we'll step away with him. 2:05 left in the first half. Wahoo comfortably in front, 39-10. We're back in 60 seconds here on Saunders County Online.
Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon Auto Group family cheer on local high school teams. They also want to be on your team. They have a staff that you know and have been a part of our community. Plus, they take the time to find what you're looking for to be able to give you your dream, matched with a service to follow up after you've found your dream. Sid Dillon Auto Group. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon.
Online at DC West High School, the Wahoo Warriors lead DC West 39-10. 1:55 left to play here in the first half. Falcons get it in, and the ball's knocked out of bounds by Wahoo, so it will stay with DC West. They will throw it in on the baseline in their offensive end. They get it into Avery Wright. She swings it to the top of the key to Grace Holm. Holm dumps it underneath, and the ball is knocked away and stolen one more time by the Warriors. Sprinting into the offensive end is Lubin. She finds Sammy Lou. Her shot is up and no good. Lou able to save it, however, and the Warriors will keep the possession. Kenning with a jumper from the elbow. That's off the mark, no good. Another offensive rebound. This time it's Smart for 3. That is good. Sydney Smart has her first points of the game. It's a 3-point basket. It's 42-10 with 1:25 to play in the half. DC West will break the pressure and bring it across the timeline. Grace Holm has it near the tip circle. All the way down into the left side corner to Faith White. White lost it out of bounds. It will stay with DC West. 3 new players into the game for Wahoo. Galladay returns. Ella Lacey checks in, and so does Josie Sutton. 1:12 to play in the half. Wahoo in front 42-10. DC West will trigger it in. They get it up high. It's taken away. Good steal that time by Lacey. Sprinting the other way is Galladay. Inside shot is no good. Rebound controlled by Josie Sutton, and she's going to be fouled on the floor. Won't be a shooting foul, but the Warriors will keep the possession. Foul is called on Faith White. That's her first. Team foul number 4. And Carly Galladay will throw it in from the baseline for Wahoo with 1:04 to play in the half. Galladay gets it into Lacey. She'll shoot a 3 from the wing. That's a little bit long, no good. And the rebound is controlled by DC West. Sprinting the other way with it is Claire Coyle. And they're going to say she carried the basketball there as she got to the top of the key. The Warriors making it difficult for her to get a run-out layup, and they force a turnover. They will get the ball back. And it'll be Galladay bringing it into the front court. Up high with it is Sydney Smart. Smart drives down inside. Nice pass there to Josie Sutton, and she puts it up and in. A good look there by Smart. Sutton wide open on the opposite block. It's her first 2. It's 44-10. Wahoo in front. 35 seconds left to play in the first half. DC West on the left wing with it is Kira Murdoch. Back up high to Grace Holm. Holm double teamed out there by Bailey Molly. And I think it was Sutton up there with her. I'm not exactly sure, but they're moving around the perimeter, and a foul is going to be called on the Warriors. Going to be called on Josie Sutton. That's her first. It's team foul number 6, so not a shooting situation yet. 20 seconds left to play here in the second, and DC West will throw it in from the baseline. They lob it into Grace Holm. Now down into the corner. Jumper is up, no good. Offensive rebound, however. The try is no good, and now the Warriors with 13 seconds can get the final shot of the half. Galladay will bring it across half court, right in the middle of the floor. Takes it over to the left side wing, all the way down inside, and she puts it up and in. Carly Galladay finishes the half with a 2-point basket. The Warriors sprint out to a quick lead and then coast into halftime, leading it by 36 points. It's 46-10, Wahoo over DC West. We will step away for a couple of minutes for our sponsors, and we'll come back to recap the first half here on Saunders County Online.
Rivalry Apparel Headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We are your biggest fan. We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center. Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon Auto Group family cheer on local high school teams. They also want to be on your team. They have a staff that you know and have been a part of our community. Plus, they take the time to find what you're looking for to be able to give you your dream, matched with a service to follow up after you've found your dream. Sid Dillon Auto Group, a local part of our community, cheering on the students of our families. Find them at siddillon.com. Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC.
You're listening to and watching Wahoo Warriors versus DC West High School Falcon basketball on SaundersCountyOnline.com.
We are at halftime here at DC West. The scoreboard had 46-10, I believe, but as we add up the individual scores for DC West, I get 11. So I think when Claire Smock hit that long jumper. It probably was a 2 and not a 3-pointer. So we'll credit her with 2 points instead of 3. We're going to recap all the individual scores here. Wahoo comfortably out in front. 46-10 is your score from DC West High School. The Warriors have had 7 different players find the basket so far. They're led by Sammy Lou. She's got 16 points. She's made 4 3-pointers and a pair of 2-point baskets. Autumn Iverson is also in double figures. She has 11. Pair of 3-pointers for Autumn, also 2 2-point baskets and a free throw for her. And Carly Galladay also in double figures for the Warriors. She's got 10 points on 5 2-point baskets. So a good first half for those 3 young ladies. Sydney Smart has 3 points for Wahoo off the bench, 2 points for Taylor Lubin, 2 for Josie Sutton, and 2 for Kylie Kenning. Wahoo scored 24 in the first quarter, and they scored 22 in the second quarter to get them out to 46. For DC West, they really had a hard time handling the Warrior pressure for the entire part of the first half. There was a brief stretch in there in the first quarter where they were able to break the press, get into some offense, and they actually got a few pretty good looks at the basket. They're led by Grace Holm. She's got 8 points so far on a pair of 3-pointers and a 2-pointer. And the only other player that has scored, as I mentioned to start the halftime show, is Claire Smock. She's got a jumper from the left wing. We called it a 3 originally. I think they corrected it and said it's a 2, so we will go along with that. So she's got 2 points. DC West scored 7 in the first quarter and 3 in the second quarter to give them their 10 points here at halftime. Wahoo, as I mentioned, has 46 points, and they are well ahead of their season average for points in a game. For DC West, just looking at some of the contests, they probably are averaging right in that upper 40s to low 50s range, maybe a little bit lower than that, but they certainly have some work to do, as Wahoo has made life miserable on the offensive end for DC West, and the Warriors have really done a nice job taking advantage, turning those turnovers into easy baskets, and, or rather I should say, good looks at the basket and converting those open looks when they had the chance. We still have 4 minutes left here in our halftime break. Kelly, I will leave it up to you and your production if you want to take it back over to the sponsors, or what do you want to do here?
We'll jump to the sponsors here in a little bit, but I was just kind of watching the pace of the game. It's very fascinating. We have a kind of a ratio of time between the ball handling. We have DC West, seems like they actually probably have the ball more. It's the full court press of the Wahoo Warriors have just really been creating that. How would you kind of break that up?
Yeah, it's a really good point, actually. If there was a time of possession stat in front of us, I'm sure DC West actually would be leading that category, but Wahoo has done such a good job in the turnovers that many of them have been forced at half court or in the DC West backcourt, so they led to a lot of run-out layups, and that's really how Autumn Iverson and Carly Galladay got the bulk of their points. They both did a really nice job finishing in the offensive end after the turnovers. So the possessions, you're right, for Wahoo have not been all that long. Even when they've been in their set offense, they're able to run through it maybe one and a half times, get an open look, and are able to convert. So DC West probably, you're exactly right, probably does lead in the time of possession stat, but Wahoo has done a nice job just being efficient when they have the basketball.
So it's just trying to work that out, and that's what they're doing during halftime. We're going to come back and wrap it up as we have just 2.5 minutes away from the third quarter right here on Saunders County Online.
Rivalry Apparel Headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We are your biggest fan. We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center. Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon Auto Group family cheer on local high school teams. They also want to be on your team. They have a staff that you know and have been a part of our community. Plus, they take the time to find what you're looking for to be able to give you your dream, matched with a service to follow up after you've found your dream. Sid Dillon Auto Group, a local part of our community, cheering on the students of our families. Find them. Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC.
Getting ready for second half action at DC West in Valley as the Wahoo Warriors face off the DC West Falcons girls on Saunders County Online.
46-10 is your score. Brian Abrahams and Kelly Johnson along with you here as the Warriors get set to start the third quarter. DC West still in their huddle here. Wahoo will have, it looks like, their same starting five out there on the floor. 8 minutes on the clock. It'll be DC West basketball. They will throw it in from midcourt. Falcons looking for somebody to get it into. I think there might have been some confusion. They do get it in, and the ball is kicked by Wahoo, so it will stay with DC West. When Faith White, who has started the second half here, looked to throw it in, there was nobody out near midcourt. Now she was able to get it in, and now they work the ball around the perimeter. Three-pointer on the way right out of the gate there for Ava Grimm is no good, and the Warriors with the rebound.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs.
Into the offensive end. They find Grimm on the right wing. Good look on the backside there by Grimm. Shot is up, no good by White. And the Warriors with the rebound.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on
The Falcons with the rebound. They push the ball into the offensive end. It's knocked free and stolen by the Warriors.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC.
It's 49-10. Wahoo in front. Grimm with the attack. Ball is off the rim, no good, and Iverson with the rebound.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team
by Avery Wright of DC West. She'll bring it into the front court. She finds Ava Grimm on the right wing. They're going to say Grimm traveled with the basketball. Went for a shot fake and tried to put the ball on the floor, didn't get it down quick enough. They called her for the walk. Turnover gives.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that
51-10 now. DC West back to work. Home with it. Out up high. Now left side of the floor to Faith White. White hands off on the corner to Avery Wright, and a timeout's going to be taken by Russ Ninemeyer with 5:21 left to play here in the third. 51-10 your score. Wahoo in front. It's a full timeout, so we'll step away for 60 seconds, and we'll be back to Saunders County Online.
We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center. Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook.
Here we go with Wahoo versus DC West on Saunders County Online.
Welcome back to DC West High School. Grace Holm with a three-pointer for DC West out of the timeout. It's 51-13. Wahoo still here in front and in a comfortable lead. 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. The Warriors moving it around the perimeter on the offensive end. Galladay drives inside, kicks it out to Lubin. Now up high to Kylie Kenning. Now a three-pointer by Lou. No good. Kenning with the rebound. Drives inside. The follow is no good, but she's fouled. She will go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be called on Claire Smock. Her first and the first for DC West. And at the line shooting two for Wahoo is Kylie Kenning. First one is up and good. Not a ton of free throws shot by either team in this game. That's the third free throw attempt for Wahoo. They're 2 out of 3. And DC West is 0 for 1. Smart returns to the game for the Warriors. 4 minutes left to play now in the third. The second free throw by Kenning is off the front rim, no good, and the Falcons have the rebound. Waterpay will bring it across the timeline. Her pass, however, is knocked away and stolen by the Warriors. Good job there by Lubin to knock it away. And foul is going to belong to Guadalupe. That's her second. Team foul number 2. 3.5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Wahoo up 52-13, and a running clock now here in the second half because of the size of the Warriors' lead. Iverson drives down inside. Nice little Euro step there by Autumn Iverson to step around the defender. She's got 4 in the second half and 15 in the ball game. It's 54-13 now. Wahoo in front. 3:10 left to play. Jumper by Smock here in the offensive end for DC West is no good. Iverson grabs the rebound and sprints to the other end with it. Down into the free throw lane. She'll kick it out. Lubin's going to shoot the 3. That's good. It's a long 2, pardon me. I'll say Taylor Lubin had her foot on the line, so she's got 5 in the half and 7 in the game. It's 56-13. Less than 3 minutes to play here in the third. Grace Holm on the dribble with it for DC West. Holm finds Guadalupe cutting to the basket in the free throw lane. Shot is no good. Smart has the rebound for Wahoo. Quickly into the other end we go. The Warriors to the baseline. The jumper for Bailey Molly is no good from the right wing. Smart got the rebound, however. They'll kick it out. It's Iverson for 3 off the left side of the rim this time. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Ellie Guadalupe. They get it up ahead to Grace Holm. Jumper from the right baseline for Holm is off the mark, and Josie Sutton has the rebound for the Warriors. Bounce pass to Bailey Molly, and she'll start the fast break. Molly on the left side wing with it to Iverson. Now back to Molly. She'll drive baseline. Right-hand floater, no good. Rebound again, controlled by Wahoo. Coming out of there with it is Josie Sutton. And a jump ball is going to be called. It's Wahoo basketball. Minute 51 left to play here in the third. 5 fresh players into the game for the Warriors. Let's see, it's Sammy Lou returning along with Ella Lacey. Looks like Sarah Coulterman is on the floor as well. Carly Galladay also out there. They get it in. Galladay throws it in. Three-pointer is off the mark that time by Sammy Lou. Coulterman had a hand on the rebound, still knocked around. She's able to corral it. Good job there by Sarah Coulterman. Abby Borchers is the 5th player on the floor, by the way, for the Warriors. Minute 18 left as Galladay drives inside. Her shot was no good. Came down a little awkwardly, but she's all right. Gets up quickly as the Falcons sprint into the offensive end. Three-pointer on the way is no good that time. That was Abby Wazorek with the 3. No good. Warriors with the rebound. They take it into the offensive end. Coulterman keeps the offensive board alive. Up high with it for Wahoo. Three-pointer that time by Borchers was off the mark. And a foul called on the rebound. It's going to be on Claire Smock. Her second, team foul number 3. Wahoo, with 37 seconds left, will throw it in from the baseline, leading it 56-13. They're underneath their own basket. Warriors get it in to Sammy Lou. She'll drive down the left side of the floor, kicks it out on the wing. Three-pointer is up and good. That is knocked down by Coulterman, her first points of the game. And the Warriors now get a steal in the backcourt. 3 for Galladay. That one's in and out, no good. Rebound is a tie-up. Good job there by Sammy Lou. 6 seconds left and the clock running. Here's they blow the whistle for the tie-up. That's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. It is Wahoo 59, DC West 13. We'll step away for 60 seconds. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Saunders County Online.
Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC. Rivalry Apparel Headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We are your biggest fan.
You're listening to and watching DC West versus Wahoo on Saunders County Online Girls Basketball.
Ryan Abraham's back with you as we start the fourth quarter here at DC West High School. Falcons with the basketball, but the Warriors force a turnover on the first possession, taking it down for a layup and putting it up and in as Bailey Molly. She's got her first 2. Wahoo outscored DC West 13-3 in that third quarter. Falcons are going to call a timeout here before they start their second possession. Coach Ninemeyer wasn't thrilled with what he saw on the opening possession. It's been really, obviously the scoreboard would certainly reflect this. It's been all Wahoo, 61-13. The Warriors led this game 46-10 at halftime. They jumped out 24-7 at the end of the first quarter and have kept their foot on the gas. Just about everybody that has played so far for Wahoo has scored. Need to get Ella Lacey in the books and then see if they get some more subs into the game, which, by the way, they have Lanta Hitz, a 5'9" sophomore, is in. Ava Lauster, a 5'8" sophomore, also in for the Warriors. Obviously, with the sizable lead, they have gone all the way to the end of their bench to get everybody some good playing time. Falcons with the basketball. They'll work it in the offensive end. Maddie Mitchell has it on the dribble, out up high, dumps it down to the right side wing. The 2-pointer is no good, but a foul is going to be called on the Warriors on Ava Lauster. That is her first. It's the first for Wahoo in the second half. And at the line is Claire Coyle shooting 2 for DC West. Her first one is no good. One more free throw coming here for Coyle. That one is also no good. The rebound is controlled, however, by DC West. Coming out of there with it is Abby Wazorek. Wazorek kicks it out, three-pointer off the mark by Maddie Mitchell. Mitchell gets her own offensive rebound, however, with 6.5 minutes left to play in the ball game. They will restart the offense. Wazorek has it down in the corner, bounces it near midcourt. It's poked into the backcourt and stolen there by Bailey Molly. Molly has it for Wahoo, working on the dribble at the top of the key. Now dribbles over to the right side wing, looking to get it down inside there to Josie Sutton, and it's knocked away. Stolen there by Claire Coyle. Coyle back into the offensive end. Gives it to Grimm. Grimm drives inside, has the ball poked away and stolen, and the Warriors get another steal. Now they hand off to Sydney Smart. Smart walks it across half court. She's got it at the top of the key. Fires left side wing to Molly. Her three-pointer is no good. The rebound pulled down by Lauster, however, and the Warriors will keep possession. Now it's Molly driving down the left side of the lane. Her shot is no good, but she's fouled. She's going to get a couple of free throws out of this. Foul is going to be charged to Maddie Mitchell, her first, team foul number 4. And at the line for Wahoo is Bailey Molly. She'll shoot 2 with 5.5 minutes left. First one is no good. Molly, a 5'5" junior. 4 new players into the game for Wahoo. Molly, the only player that will remain. 61-13, your score. Molly will shoot one more free throw. That one is also no good. The rebound bounces out to the sideline. It's handled out there by Claire Coyle of DC West. She gets it to Maddie Mitchell, who brings it across the timeline. Her pass is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with DC West, and the Falcons will throw it in. Maddie Kubicek from the sideline. She gets it into Maddie Mitchell. Pardon me, that's Macy Kubicek. Sorry about that. She gets it into Maddie Mitchell. Now back to the wing to Wazorek. Wazorek drives inside, and it's fouled there as she drove to the baseline. Foul is going to be called on Josie Sutton of Wahoo. Excuse me, it's on Sarah Coulterman. Sorry about that. Sarah Coulterman picks up the foul. It's the team's second. Coulterman's first. Inbound for DC West. Three-pointer is no good, and a rebound pulled down by the Falcons. And a tie-up is going to be called. Maddie Molly had a player come down awkwardly on her ankle. See if she's going to be able to remain in the game, or if she will. It's Bailey Molly, pardon me, gotta get my name straight here. Bailey Molly will come out. The alternating possession arrow did give it to Wahoo. They actually may have called yes, they did call a jump ball. Now the arrow goes back to DC West for the next one, but the Warriors have the basketball. 3:40 left to play here in the game. Wahoo out in front 61-13. Warriors with the ball as they move it around the perimeter. Driving with it is Ella Lacey. Gets it to the middle of the floor, and a foul is going to be called on DC West. That foul is called on Abby Wazorek. Her first and the team's 5th. And now the Falcons drop into that man-to-man defense as the Warriors throw it in from the baseline. They get it in. It's Ella Lacey with it deep in the left corner. She spins and hands off, and a double dribble is called there as Ava Lauster is going to get called for the violation. So the ball goes back to the Falcons. And Wahoo will stick in that 1-3-1 zone defense here as the Falcons bring it into the front court. Grimm's going to fire a three-pointer off the rim. No good. Backside rebound controlled by Claire Coyle. She's trapped on the baseline. The bounce pass makes it over to Grimm in the right corner. Now a foul called on the Warriors. This will be on Ella Lacey, her first. It's the team's 3rd. 2.5 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter. Make sure you don't go anywhere after the girls' contest is over. We'll reset things, and we'll have the boys' game for you as well. Wahoo in front here, 61-13, 2:15 left in the fourth. Jumper by Kubicek is up and no good. Warriors with the rebound. They hurry into the offensive end. It's Ella Lacey attacking the rim. Shot is no good, but she's fouled and she'll get some free throws. So Azoric with the foul. That will be her second and the team's sixth, but it was a foul in the act of shooting, so that will put the Warriors at the free throw line. And Ella Lacey puts it up and in. She makes it 62-13, minute 40 left to play here in the game. Second free throw is also good, so Lacey does a nice job. She goes 2 for 2, her first 2 points of the game. 50-point lead for Wahoo, 63-13. DC West has it in their offensive end, and Maddie Mitchell lost it off of her leg and out of bounds. It'll belong to the Warriors. Wahoo is going to move to 11-2 on the season. About a minute and 10 seconds from now, officially. There's a steal by Grimm. She'll sprint to the other end all the way to the basket. Left-hand shot's up and good. Ava Grimm with the first points of the game for her and the first points for DC West here in the fourth quarter. 63-15 your score. Three-pointer on the other end is good. Knocked down by Ava Lauster. No, excuse me, Lanta Hintz with the three. Hintz gets credit for the three. 66-15, 42 seconds left. Falcons with the ball. They drive it underneath. There is Claire Coyle. She's going to be fouled. Foul is going to be charged to Tegan Watts. That's her first. And Coyle at the line where she will shoot 2. Probably take us just about to the end of this ball game. Clock running with 20 seconds left. The first free throw by Coyle is up and good. So that's her first made free throw of the game. She's now 1 out of 5. 10 seconds left. It's 66-16. Second free throw is also good. Warriors throw it in. They'll let the clock run out, and they will pick up the victory. 66-17 is your final score. As I mentioned, Wahoo is now 11-2. For the Warriors, their next action will be on Tuesday as they will take on Ralston. For DC West, they're now 8-7. They are also back in action on Tuesday. They will be on the road at Louisville. We'll step away here for a couple of minutes. We'll add up the individual scores, and we'll come back to recap this ball game here on Saunders County Online.
Rivalry Apparel Headquarters, your favorite game day shop, offers apparel for your favorite local teams and schools. Shop Rivalry online at rivalryapparel.com or stop by and say hi to the Rivalry team in downtown Wahoo at 535 North Linden Street. Our shop hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays 10 to 6, Wednesdays and Fridays 10 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to noon. Need custom apparel for your team or business? Give us a call, 402-870-0780. The team at Rivalry want to help you have a winning season. We are your biggest fan. We want to say thank you to the Starlight Event Center for being a part of today's broadcast. Are you still looking for a graduation party venue? They have you covered. Gather a group of graduates and celebrate at the Starlight. You can contact them at 402-443-3533 or email starlighteventcenter@gmail.com for details. Again, a lot of events going on throughout the rest of the spring, summer, fall, and winter. It is all happening at the Starlight Event Center. Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development has a mission to build up local businesses and find new ways to grow our local economy. A support local theme through events and promotion of its members, plus a local voice in legislation that could affect our community. Contact Teresa Klein or Jennifer Woida with any questions on how you and your business could benefit by teaming up with the Wahoo Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. You can find them online and on Facebook. Sid Dillon of Wahoo and the entire Sid Dillon Auto Group family cheer on local high school teams. They also want to be on your team. They have a staff that you know and have been a part of our community. Plus, they take the time to find what you're looking for to be able to give you your dream, matched with a service to follow up after you've found your dream. Sid Dillon Auto Group, a local part of our community, cheering on the students of our families. Find them at siddillon.com. Wahoo State Bank says we are your home team advantage, and they want to cheer on our local school teams as well. They ask you cheer on with them as our students play and show their drive, determination to do their best, and to do it in a way that also shows great sportsmanship. Wahoo State Bank wants to also team up with you to provide all of your banking needs with the home team advantage. Wahoo State Bank, member FDIC.
We just wrapped up the Wahoo versus DC West girls high school basketball right here on Saunders County Online. Brian Abrahams, thank you for doing such a great job, as always, bringing the game to life for us all.
Yeah, absolutely. 66-17, your final score. We'll put a final wrap up here on the girls contest, and then we'll reset things as we head to the boys game. Wahoo, as I mentioned, 11-2 now on the season. They spread the scoring out nicely here. 16 points for Sammy Lou to lead the way, 15 for Autumn Iverson, 10 for Carly Galladay. Those are your double-digit scores for the Warriors. Taylor Lubin finished with 7. Handful of players with 3. Lanta Hintz, Kylie Kenning, Sarah Coulterman, and Sydney Smart all had 3. 2 points for Josie Sutton, Ella Lacey, and Bailey Molly. Wahoo scored 46 in the first half and 20 in the second. And for DC West, they had 1 player in double figures. It was Grace Holm. She had 11. Ava Grimm had 2. Claire Coyle had 2, and Claire Smock had 2 for the Falcons. They're now 8-7 on the year. As I mentioned, the next action for Wahoo will be next Tuesday as they will take on Ralston at home. Next action for DC West is also on Tuesday. They'll be on the road at Louisville. We've got the boys contest coming up in about 20 minutes, more closer to about 18 minutes from now, as the Wahoo Warriors, who are 11-1, will take on the DC West Falcons, who are 9-3. Should be a really good ball game. We're going to take a break here. We will reset some things here at the gym from a technical standpoint, and we will be back with the boys contest in about 15 minutes here on Saunders County Online.